I checked and measured the clutch, and the clutch springs, they've got to be somewhere between 33.9 and 34.9. So when I measured them, this is the only one out of spec. This one's 33.8, 33.9, 34, 34.1, 34.2. So the way you check it, just put the verniers on there and read it. And that one's out of spec. All these are just into getting, yeah, okay-ish, but overall, I'll put it back together. If the clutch doesn't slip, she's fine. Now, the next one, the friction plates. Friction plates are between 3mm and 2.7. This measures at 3, so technically, you can see there's still nice ridges on there. Technically, that's not worn at all yet, so that's perfect. I've measured the middle one and measured the bottom one. Didn't measure them all, just 3 of them as a sample, and they all measure in at 3mm, so they're all on the high side, on the good side of where they should be. So I'm not going to change that either. So I've just got to get this in the right order, and I'll put it all back together. That'll be good. No need to buy a new clutch. The last two things to check is one is on the clutch. The clutch plates go on these here, and when they get worn, it becomes like a sawtooth there, which makes the clutch sort of slide roughly and doesn't work so well. But this is smooth that side, and I can feel just a little bit on the other side. So either way, this is in good condition, so nothing to change there. So that's all good. How the decompression works is that's the kickstarter spindle, and you've got that lump there, and as you kick it around, that lump hits on that there, knocks it like this way, pulls on the cable. The cable goes all the way over to there, and then pulls the as it goes. There you go. So the kickstarter just pulls on that, and that just works like that. First, I have to put in, or I want to put in this thing here, the kickstarter. A bit of oil on there. Still greased up. I haven't washed it since I pulled it apart. I figured it's clean enough. It goes in there. Now I've got to get this bloody thing around. This is never going to be easy. Round you come. Round. Get over that. Round. That's it. Come on, just a little bit more. Bastard. There we go. Let's try again with dry hands. Alright, you ready? If it doesn't work, I'll try something else. Around. Over that. Around. Come on. That's it. Got it. That's it. Ready to kick. Done. Next thing. Move this way. The reason why I wanted to do that first was just it's tricky and I just don't want it in my way. Next thing is just this is no big deal here. This is just the washer for the clutch. Just a bit of oil just to make sure I've got some on there. Just a bit of oil, make sure I've got some on there. This obviously is no marks on this side, and it's got a mark that side, so that's the side that this goes to. I've looked and looked at this and I can't see a right way for that to go up and down, so just put a bit of oil on there, make sure that's got some. So there is an oil hole right there, but then the inside there's plenty of room for that to go out, so put that on. I'll just move this to the side. Right, this is the gear lever shaft. Just put some oil on there. When I put the seal in, I already pre-greased that seal, so that'll go in nicely. Just make sure I've got oil on here. Pop that in. Through that seal, nice and gently, there it goes. And normally these have dots that should line up with each other. There we go. Dot to dot. Just push that on there. Well, I know the problem. Seals on the bottom side. Ready? So push that. There we go. So the clutch can go on anyway. I've already put the clutch plates in. Hopefully it all goes in one unit. Come on. Thought this might be the case. Come on. There we go. That's it, we're down. And this, the lock washer, nut, doesn't care which way around it goes. Now I've got two to tighten here with a rattle gun. That's this, the pig, and this one here. Just in case you're wondering what I just use a bit of aluminium, and I just shove it in between the teeth there, either undoing or doing up, and the aluminium being softer than the steel, it'll bite into there before it does any damage. So just a little bit of aluminium there, just grips and locks it. You don't need those fancy pullers, that'll do the job. This one here, you got those things that hold onto there, but I've found that just the rattle gun is enough. It undoes it, so it'll do it up. I'm going to lock it off now anyway, so if it doesn't, the lock off should be secondary. That's it, just a bit up. Now, there are some arrows here. 1, 2, 3 arrows. So those 3 arrows correspond with these arrows. So it's going to go there. Right, last thing to do is this. I think from memory that's the drive to the speedo. Different gaskets I'll fit in different ways, but this one's just a side cover gasket, and I've never really seen these leak unless there's some serious problem. So what I've done with this one is I've just greased it. That way, greasing it, it doesn't matter if I touch it, because I've oiled this up here, so when that goes on there, the new seal goes on there, it slips over. Pre-oiled over here, pre-oiled in the cases here. So it just comes together nice, I don't have to worry about touching it. Line that up, make sure I give this a bit of a twist as it goes together. Done. I haven't put any finish on that motor, it's just the oil from assembly, and I've just wiped it down, and it didn't really corrode before, so that'll be fine.